and welcome back again to Hope Rising 254, all one word. We are always here to bring you health news for your spirit, your soul, and your body, and also news about issues affecting us like the C19. And I have been thinking about one item that I know we all have. That is the masks. Masks everywhere. Masks for children with cartoon characters, masks for grown-ups, and for teenagers with their action figures and celebrities and everything else they think about, and idolize. And I think sometimes we as people must make sound judgments. I traveled on a plane not so long ago, like many of us do, and so we had to social distance like crazy. Loudspeakers were going on every moment of the time, advising us to social distance, and keep our masks on and keep each other safe, right? And then what surprised me, because we did this even when we were, lining up to get inside the plane, and after we got in, what surprised me is that inside the plane we sat side by side, 3 rows, 3 seats in each section, and so those are 3 people sitting beside each other. I was like, oh my goodness, way to go, social distancing. Has it ended on the plane? Anyway, I'll let you figure that one out. And then sitting down, our food could not be brought to us, so it was packaged and placed on our seats. Yeah, think about it. Seats. Anyway, we took it, and then we had to be advised to keep our masks on unless we were eating. So I'm like, wow, okay, maybe the virus takes a rest when you start eating. Think about that one too. And we will be going on to know how good are the masks in protecting us. Are they protecting us from the virus, and how what does it affect us as depending on how long we put it on? We will figure all these things out. Anyway, back to the mask issue. What happens when you wear a mask for too long? 1, you restrict your own airflow, or airflow is really restricted when you have something over your nose and your mouth. Okay, then you limit your own oxygen, and even worse when you wear it for extended periods of time. So I would advise you to, like, when you are putting on a mask, make sure you probably put it on and take it off, breathe in a little bit of fresh air, then put it back on again. Then third issue is that you are increasing the amount of carbon dioxide that you are breathing back. And don't forget, this puts on some stress on the respiratory muscles, and of course you're overworking your lungs because they're working so hard to keep on with the restriction of airflow and oxygen that is coming in. And how are you dealing with the carbon dioxide that is being held in your mask? If you have, especially if you wear it for so long, there could be bacteria. Of course, we know that our mouth has bacteria, and you're breathing it back, so think about all these things and consider, and make sure that you remove it and put it back, remove it and put it back on. And then there are different types of masks. There's like the cloth or fabric masks, there's also the surgical mask, and then the N95 that is circular and covers your whole face, right, which actually is the best because it protects like 95% of the filters out the virus or germs or things like that. But then also don't forget that it can also, this virus or any germs can go through your mouth still. The N95 is much more safer, and also you can also breathe through it so much better, so there's not much restriction, I would say. But just make sure you're not wearing the mask for too long. Topic or the following the points that we're going to be looking into, like it's gonna show you clearly, are you restricting airflow and oxygen when you put on the mask? So I would want us to discuss now, how is the C19 transmitted? And it is through the respiratory droplets that mix with saliva when the C19 sick person exhales, talks, coughs, or even sneezes. And you know, of course, that you can breathe these droplets and you yourself can catch the virus, right? But remember, these droplets can also land on objects, on surfaces, and so on. So you are advised not to touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth without having sanitized your hands or washing them with soap and water, so that you can just be clear, and also clean your surfaces like regularly. All right, it can also be transmitted through the eyes and tiny particles, through tiny particles known as aerosols, and they can penetrate your masks. You know, the aerosols can penetrate your masks too, so they can also go through your mouth and through your nose, and also through the eyes that we are really not protecting using the masks. Next, I want to mention that your immune system clears away every attack. So if you're healthy and you're not around people, probably you'll be better off, you know, like limiting your use of a mask or being without one. But if you are around other people, and especially sick ones, then protect yourself and protect them. Wear a mask, right? But I was looking at the CDC, and they are giving advice on who should wear or who should not wear a mask. And if you have a healthy condition that restricts air, you know, then you're really not, like you are asthmatic, you're not supposed to be wearing a mask, or you should not wear it for extended periods, or they also advise to take it on and put it on back again, so we keep one another safe. Also, be careful. A lot of people are getting excited when they meet other people now that the lockdown has been eased, or in some places it's really done away with, and they are walking, talking and walking very close to each other. And don't forget, this virus can be transmitted through droplets when you sneeze, when you cough, when you're talking to each other. So maintain your distance. So here we are back again with a few final thoughts about the masks. And I will tell you this: masks accumulate sweat with long-term use, saliva, bacteria from our own mouth, pollen particles, and even makeup. And you don't want to be breathing that makeup over and over. So that's why I keep telling you, take it off, put it on back again. But remember, wash your hands before you do, and when you're putting it back on, because if you don't do that, then it beats the whole point of having a mask on, because all this bacteria and all this saliva and all this sweat and all the particles from within and without are on the mask, so you're still not protected against the virus anyways. Also can trigger allergies, itchiness, redness of ears unless you have a mask extender, you know, or even it can cause what we call maskne, which is a mask-induced acne. Also, wearing a mask wrong could be worse than being without one. Also, because it is like right now it's summertime and it's really, really hot, be sure to choose a mask on the lighter or brighter colors because I'm seeing a lot of people putting on a really heavy dark colored one, and the darker it is, the more the heat and humidity is going to be trapped in it, and it is just going to be very heavy on you and uncomfortable when you're putting it on, and for so long. The lighter the better, and the brighter the color even better. People alone in their personal cars, taxis, and or cabs, and I'm seeing children playing with masks on, and I am seeing people walking alone in nature or going wherever they're going, and they're still putting masks on. I am like, who are you protecting against? You know, enjoy some sunshine, some fresh air. Feel free to take your mask off. Take it with you in case you mingle with people and then you need to put it on. But if you are like bikers, oh my goodness, I've seen so many bikers putting on the mask and they are alone riding their own bike, and then I'm like, what is really going on? You need the fresh air because we have been locked in for so long, so we need to enjoy some real good fresh air out there. These are my thoughts, these are my observations. I hope you have made informed decisions and you will decide on what to really do and how to put on a mask the right way, and also for how long, and you stay safe and you be safe. Come to the end, please consider subscribing and supporting this channel, Hope Arising 254, and we will end it there. Until next time, peace out and bye bye. Keep safe.